Print, email, Facebook, Twitter. More modern-day adventurer becomes first woman to walk around Australia. Solo and unsupported. Modern-day adventurer Tara Rome has become the first woman to walk solo and unsupported 17,000 kilometres around Australia, crossing the finish line in her hometown of Newcastle last week. But the 46-year-old said a lack of recognition had seen the feat completely ignored for the first 12,000 km or so. I especially noticed the silence in adventure circles, Rome told Australian Geographic, her primary sponsor, in April this year. Covering 17,000 km over 4 years. Rome, born Toni Nossiter, was met at Nobby's Beach by a small band of family, friends and supporters. She planned to write a book about her odyssey that included being stalked, injured and hospitalized. I want people to know, women, everybody to know, that whatever you dream you can achieve, she said. You just need to mold your life around, or plan your life around, your dreams, and just go out there and start. You don't need to complete everything in one go. It took me a very long time and several sections to walk around Australia. But don't sit on that dream, make it happen. Tara's roaming began at an early age according to her mum Gwen Nossiter, who was there at the finish line. Tara's roaming began at an early age. Ever since she was a baby she's been a very strong person, unusually strong, so we knew she'd have no trouble doing this, Ms. Nossiter said. Her dad Paul Nossiter said family holidays to national parks involved a lot of walks with Tara and siblings Stephen and Linda. She wouldn't be satisfied with just a short walk, she'd have to walk day after day after day, and 20 km, or 30 km, Mr. Nossiter said. It was always long walks. She is such a strong girl. Rome, who said her purpose in life is to walk long distances, completed her first big walk between Melbourne and Newcastle in 2009. In 2010, a 1,400 km walk across southwest WA led to hospitalisation from depression, and she attempted to take her own life, driven by desire to experience solitude in nature. In 2011, a conversation with her therapist helped her realise she had been using nature as therapy since she was a child. Inspired by Australian woman Robin Davidson, who wrote about solitude in nature in her book Tracks, and grandmother Ina Nossiter, who travelled around Australia in a convoy, Rome set her course. In 2014 she set out to be the first woman to walk around the whole of Australia solo and unassisted. I did a short 1,250 km lap around Tassie, then across the bottom of Australia, Rome said. Up the west coast, across the top and then down the east coast. Rome told Australian Geographic about the scorching heat of the Pilbara and the countless weather extremes such as cyclones and floods that plagued her 4,100 km slog up the west coast. Panic attacks, post-traumatic stress disorder and depression kept slowing me down, and the physical injuries were so painful I was beginning to lose consciousness trying to walk, she said. Rome found practicing mindfulness during her treks delivered good mental health. It's very calming, she said. When you're walking you're practicing mindfulness with all the things around you. You can choose whether to let your mind wander or be there in the moment, and the longer you walk the more you're aware of everything that's happening around you. The micro, the macro as well as the massive, big, vast landscapes that you're passing through, but also the exercise, the bird calls, it's just amazing. Everything is good for your mental and physical health as well as your soul. You get a buzz. Raising awareness of suicide prevention, mental health. Rome became an ambassador for Lifeline while on the road, raising awareness about suicide prevention and mental health. A lot of people spoke to me about where they were at and how they needed help, and they were reaching out to me for that, she said. So, I was a listening ear for many, many people around Australia, and it was a privilege to be the first person that they approached, and to be able to direct them to more help in the future. After visiting her grandmother Una, now 98 in Newcastle, Rome celebrated her achievement with another walk, setting off for Sydney via the Great North Walk. 4 days ago she told social media followers he had arrived in Sydney, posting images and messages of thanks. Thank you for all your comments and congratulations, she said. I'm about to go offline for a week and will be a bit more organised afterwards. Rome will spend the winter writing a book, has bought a bike, and plans to begin a ride around Australia next year. If this story raises any issues for you, services are available at Lifeline 13 11 14 www.lifeline.com.au or the suicide callback service 1300 659 467 www.suicidecallbackservice.com.au. Print, email, Facebook.